Hey, how's it going, everybody? For today's video, I want to talk about the just general kind of lawlessness that I've seen in the country, especially in the last probably about 10 years. When I was growing up, I always thought that if you committed crimes, that you would be punished for it, and you wouldn't just be let off with a warning for the most part. And I grew up watching TV shows like Cops, and I've seen a lot of content on YouTube of people, getting arrested and being put away. But nowadays, I see a lot and I hear a lot of stories about multiple repeat offenders getting caught, being put in handcuffs, taken to jail for pretty serious crimes a lot of the time, and either get let go altogether, or the major crimes that they've committed get taken off of their charges. And I don't understand when we decided in this country that it's a good idea to let criminals go onto the streets. For example, in the city that I live in, Albuquerque, New Mexico, there's a whole bunch of crime. People steal catalytic converters, and we're the number one in the country for car break-ins and car theft. And the rates of homicide and stuff like that have gone up dramatically since around 2016. And I just don't understand why we continue to let these criminals walk all over us. And it affects our communities more than people realize. It makes companies want to go away, and it makes people want to move out. I mean, just look at California. They have so many people leaving their state that they ran out of U-Hauls at one point, and you have a lot of these companies closing down in California and Chicago, all these places that have super high crime rates and theft rates. Specifically in Chicago, there's literally a website dedicated to counting the number of violent killings and murders in the city, and still nothing is done about it. Still, they elect these leaders that just allow this stuff to keep going on, and it doesn't make sense. I think that we need to start cracking down on this crime and showing people that if they make these actions, they're going to be punished for it, not just be let go a couple days later and just given a court date that we know they're not going to show up to, and blah, blah, blah. Or, on border crossings, they let record number of peoples come through the southern border, and nothing ever happens to them. They get sent to these sanctuary cities where they commit more crimes and all this stuff, and nothing happens to them. When you have these less fortunate people in the same cities that are struggling to get food and this stuff, and you have companies that are unfortunately leaving those areas because they're losing more money than they're making, and these people that are less off have less options for food. But in all reality, it's their own fault. They keep electing these people that put in policies that make it easier for criminals to commit crimes, and it makes it harder for the police to enforce the law. And it ties their hand, making it seem like they're going to get in trouble for enforcing laws or doing certain things, treating people certain ways, when, being a criminal, if you get stopped by the police or you're committing a violent crime, in my opinion, you do not deserve to be treated with kid gloves. Like, the police have the right to do whatever they need to do to get you into the squad car and taking you to jail. And I see a lot of these people, even though they're literally talking about people committing violent crimes, and the police show up, and the police have to use some force to get them arrested, and people are saying that's inhumane and it's police brutality, and it's just nonsense. Like, I don't understand why people would rather these violent criminals be on the street and causing trouble and have no recourse than the police doing whatever they need to do to get these people off the street and actually have them go where they need to to go do what they need to do to reform them and maybe get them back into society. I also think that people think that prison is, inhumane and this and that, and we shouldn't be sending people to prison. And I just don't believe that at all. Certain people, there's no helping them. There's nothing you can say to them. There's nothing you can do to them that is going to make them change the way they act, barring spending a lot of time in an uncomfortable situation and having the threat of that in the future. If somebody, commits theft or something like that, and you just let them go over and over again, or they get a ticket, or they don't have a driver's license, and you give them ticket, and they don't show up for court and they don't pay their stuff, and you just let it keep going on and they just stack. That's going to teach people that they don't have to do what they need to do. It's going to teach them that no matter what they do, they're going to be able to go home at the end of the day. And for some people, that's just not what needs to happen. They need to be punished, and the full extent of the law needs to be placed on these people. And some of the governments in this country just refuse to do that. They refuse to charge people with crimes. They refuse to up the number of police officers, pay police officers more what they're worth, getting them well equipped. People are defunding the police, and that's the opposite way that we need to be going. I mean, look at Oregon. They defunded the police, and they've been trying to walk it back this whole year. They put in policies in place that are trying to walk back that decision because the crime in their communities have gone up so dramatically. Companies are leaving, their drugs are rampant and everything like that. And they now know that they regret putting these things into place and decriminalizing drugs, it's not cohesive to a functioning society. Like, I understand people having the freedom to do what they want to do, but at a certain point when you're in the public and it's affecting other people's freedoms, there's no freedom that you have that can infringe on someone else's freedom. And the only person that can enforce that, other than the citizen being violent against the other citizen, is the police force. They can resolve these situations, and if someone needs to go away, then they can go away. And other than that, they can just be very deliberate and do what they need to do. And what we have is people just getting away with it. And it creates this cycle of, I do bad thing and nothing happens. So why would I change? Why would I change? Why would I do something better? I'm already homeless. I view that nobody's doing anything to help me. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing until it gets to such a high degree and I have so many charges on me, or I commit an actual violent crime that kills somebody, then I'll go to prison. Or if I, rape somebody, then I'll go to prison. Until then, I'm going to keep doing what I want to do. And if they do send me to jail, I'll be out soon enough and I'll just go back to what I've been doing. And, you don't give these police officers the authority to do that. And, district attorneys and judges do not charge these people and convict these people of the crimes that they actually did. The bail system is so it was put in place for people who are rich. That's what the bail system was put in for people who are rich, who wanted to pay to get out of jail, and then poor people would stay in jail. I think the bail system should go away. They need to they need to hold people, especially violent criminals, in jail until their court dates, and there should be almost no scenario that you get out. If the police felt that it warranted you being arrested and taken to jail in the first place, there's no reason that you need to go back out into society, no matter how much money you want to pay them. That's just ridiculous. And then judges and attorneys need to be prosecuting these people for the crimes they committed. I understand giving people a break on certain charges, but they're getting rid of big charges. You know, somebody can have multiple counts of theft or assault, and they'll just drop a couple of them. And I just don't understand why. You have these big crimes, like if they have a misdemeanor, like a resisting charge or something like that. Yeah, sure. If you want to be nice, you can take that off. That's a misdemeanor crime. These felonies, they need to be prosecuted. There needs to be no leniency on this stuff. And I feel really strongly about this. And they people need to be put in power that are going to do this and put people in place that are going to effectuate these laws. For example, Florida, Ron DeSantis, their police forces are very strong, and I've seen a lot of videos. They're very, strict with people, and they do what they need to do. So I think we need to take that model, the Texas model, and we need to migrate it across the country and stop with these catch and release, low crime things where we don't arrest people and we don't punish people for the crimes they commit. And I think we'll be in a lot better place. So that's it for today, and thanks for watching.